Hey everybody, if you're looking for a warm and fluffy and fuzzy real estate agent, that is not me. If you're looking for somebody who is data driven and results focused with customer service centric, I know it sounds like a load of BS, but it's not. That's kind of me. What's up everybody? My name's William. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Twin Cities area, and I'll get it out of the way. I work I'm the team leader with my wife, Sarah, at Remax Results, a Good Life Group. We have a bunch of offices. We're currently in the Loring Park office. As you can see, mi casa. I don't know how to say my office in Spanish, so we're just going to go with it. Right off the bat, you're going to see this is who I am. This is my personality. This is my style. I talk a lot. I'm kind of off the wall. I think I'm ridiculous. My humor is very dry sometimes. And what you see is what you get. The one thing I can promise you is that I'll never lie to you because I'm not smart enough to remember all the crap that I say. And I talk way, way, way too much at times. So let's jump into this. This is your introduction to me. I'm saying hello to you. And you're like, hey, who is this guy? Like, why should I even bother to pay attention to him? Honestly, I mean, that's kind of up to you. But let me give you a little bit of my backstory, my prologue. I don't know what it's called, whatever. How I got into real estate. I'm 43 right now. I've been in sales one way or another for 23, 24 years. Even longer than that if you consider serving at Perkins back in the day in Red Wing, Minnesota. What's up, R-Dub? And a few years back, my wife and I were about to get married. We got married February 6th, 2015. It was 2 weekends before our wedding. And Sarah was at a bachelorette party in Nashville, and then she had another one here local the next weekend. But over those 2 weekends, I went to 47 open houses as an unrepresented, pre-approved buyer. And I'm a little crazy. So I literally went on Zillow. I found 47 open houses over 2 weekends. I scheduled them and I went to them. And at the time, I had a pretty successful landscaping company, and I was partners with my friend Jeremy. And I walked into all these properties, and I'd walk and say, "Hi, my name's William. I'm an unrepresented pre-approved buyer. I'm touring this property. I have 17 more to look at today. I'm going to be in this house about 4.5 minutes. Here's my business card. If you have any questions, please feel free to follow me around. May I get the flyer?" And I really took them back a little bit. And I get it. I'm a bit much, and I understand my personality and who I am. And 47 times. That's not really a lie. The level of customer service I saw, there was one person who she actually did a very good job, and you know who you are. I'm not talking about you. You did very good, and you're still in the business today. So 45 times, because 2 times I ran into the same person. 45 times I was pretty disappointed in the level of customer service that I received. I walked into these properties, gave my sales pitch. Yes, it came across kind of strong. Of those 45 people I gave my business card to, 0 followed up with me. 1 did, and she's a good agent. Of those 45 houses I went into, not once did anybody ask me about me or myself. And here I am thinking, okay, this is in 2015. We're looking at a $400,000 or $500,000 home. Good price point. I don't care who you are. That's a lot of money. And the customer service was just not there. This is somebody's largest asset typically. And the way I was being treated as a potential buyer was appalling. I'll go ahead and say it. And there's people eating Chinese food. I get it. People got to eat. And it was Chinese specifically, I remember, because it smelled. There was a large fish sauce smell. I don't like fish sauce, even though I love fishing. I know, I'm weird. It's okay. There was another person painting their fingernails. And taking it off with that acetone stuff that smells really bad. And these are very vivid memories. Another person is watching Netflix. And those are the 3 that stuck out with me almost the most. This is how I got into real estate. This is the story that pushed me over the top, and actually pushed my wife over the top. She's the one who said, "You're getting into real estate," and here we are 9 years later. We were at this one property, and it was a pretty poorly done rehab. And the real estate agent there said, "What do you think of the property?" And I said, "Well, there's 2 answers to that question. There's you're asking because you really want to know, or you're asking just because that's what you think you should do. So before I answer, I want to know, which answer are you looking for?" And he goes, "Well, I really want to know." Sarah, my wife, immediately goes, "Oh Lord, here we go." And I'm a pretty handy guy. Did landscaping for a long time. I know my way around. I've done a bunch of rehab since then. So I know my stuff. So I took my time and I walked this person through the property, And I pointed out several deficiencies and just lazy craftsmanship. People were spray painting stuff in the garage, and it was in the garage floor. When they painted over the telephone wires and didn't bother to put a cap on there. There was a 4-inch gap in the drywall behind the door going downstairs to the basement. Even though it was unfinished, that doesn't matter. It was still just shoddy craftsmanship. And so I showed him all this. And this person said, well, if you buy with me, I'll get you a deal on electronics. Raw. Like, what? Like, that is what this person said to me. Sarah saw my face, and I was mad for the homeowner. And she grabbed my arm and she said, thanks for your time. And we left. And we were getting married that following Friday. We got married on a Friday night. By the way, I recommend a Friday night wedding. And she goes, when we get back from our little honeymoon in Chicago, we're going to get into real estate. I said, yes, ma'am. That's it. Y'all, I'm not the biggest people person in the world. Like, I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, I love people. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of houses either. I'm not like, ooh, I love architecture and Frank Lloyd Wright. Right, whatever. I am results driven and customer service driven. It drives me nuts. Nothing more than when I walk into and I'm kind of bougie, I'll admit it. Like, I like high-end stuff. I shop at Toomey, and my watches they're not Rollies or anything, but they're Shinola. I like nice stuff. So I like nice restaurants. And when I expect a certain level of service, especially at the price point that I'm paying for it. That's just kind of what's always guided me. And trust me, I did not grow up with money. It's not a sob story here, but there was a time when I was younger and 12 years old that we lived in a horse trailer for a long time, and we were homeless for a long time. And that's one of the reasons I'm so driven to be the best at whatever I do. That sounded cocky. It's not. It's just kind of the truth. So customer service is what drives me in this business. And I'm not here to make friends. And I know that sounds horrible, and I know that sounds like kind of like, what? No, I have a lot of friends, and I love them to death. And for some reason, they still like me. If you're listening to this, homies, I love you. I'm in this business because, well, one, I like to make money. I like to spend money. I like to donate. I like to give back. If you're in business and one of your main objectives isn't to make money, then maybe you're a nonprofit or a charity. That's totally cool. But two is to provide an unparalleled level of service and satisfaction. When you go to buy something, you want to feel like you were treated well. You want to feel that you weren't taken advantage of, and you want to feel that the person on the other end really cared for the outcome for you. Doesn't mean they're your best friend. Doesn't mean you're going to go out to dinner with them, which we can go out to dinner. It's totally cool. So that's I know I ramble and I go on these tangents, and I should have a script in front of me, but I don't have a script. How I'm going to relate this is, if you decide to work with me and my team, we have a team, I have a listing concierge, and there's a whole crew behind us, right? And we're in the top 1.73% for Remax in the world. And that's not to impress you. It's really not. It's to impress upon you that this is what we do, and we do it at a high level. I am data driven. I'm results oriented, and I want your experiences to be absolutely fantastic. So that's my story of how I got into real estate. And if you want to know more about me, there's going to be more videos popping on here, and I'm going to be very giving on how I do things. I'm going to be talking about how I assess your home's equity. I've done over 157 owner-occupied rehabs, where the owner gets to keep the incremental profits. There's a lot of things that I have done in this business that I want to share with you. And honestly, I want to earn your business. And the one thing I'm going to say before I go, and this might be kind of choppy because my editor might be like, no, this is ridiculous, but this is who you're going to get. I promise you up here, everything makes sense. And when I present something to you, it's totally going to make sense. Everything I'm going to share with you is very true. It's very relative. It's what's going on right now. And if you ever decide to work with us, I promise you, I guarantee it. I don't even know how else to say this, that if we decide to get in a relationship with each other on a business side of things, you will understand at all times where everything's going. One final thing, and I'm going to leave you with this. Once again, my name is William Huffman. I'm with Remax Results Good Life Group, based out of here in the Twin Cities area. This is the honest to gosh truth. I don't want your money. I really don't. Now, don't get me wrong. If we work together, we have a great experience, you're going to be happy, I'm going to be happy, and of course, we'll be compensated at the end of this. The real true testament to how well our organization is done in serving you is I get your friends' money. I get your family's money, which means you refer me. I'm very direct and to the point. I do this to make a living. I also do this because it is rewarding. So if I only earn your business, I've done a pretty crap job. I'm trying not to swear. I was told not to swear. If I only earn your business and I only get one paycheck out of our relationship, I've done a pretty crap job. If you refer me to your friends and your family and your parents and your grandparents and your cousins and everybody else and the people you work with, that's when I've done a good job. That's when I know that I have delivered the level of experience that I've come to expect when I'm buying pretty much anything. All right, everybody, I appreciate you so much for coming to my little TED Talk rant here. I look forward to showing you a little bit more of who I am and the process of what I do. And if you have any questions about anything data related or process related, feel free to shoot me an email, william@agoodlifegroup.com. And I'll do a video about them. I can send them directly to you. I can upload them to my YouTube channel, whatever makes sense. So I look forward to working with you or meeting you and all that stuff in the future. Have a wonderful day. And I'm a little different. I sign off the same way every single time. We out. Deuces.